When it comes to Hedera and also XRP, these are two projects that I foresee having a ton of institutional demand behind them, especially in 2025, as we are expecting the institutional floodgates to truly open and them embrace these digital assets like HBAR and XRP. And in this video, I actually want to talk about some of the big moves happening around these two projects at the same exact time that it feels as though the retail sector is kind of growing a little bit frustrated, impatient, and maybe even getting shaken out on some of these market swings. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. And also, if you guys are not in the free Discord, what are you guys waiting for? Join up in the free Discord. You won't regret it. There's going to be a link down in the description below. So join up. And with that being said, let's dive on in. So if we go back to December 2nd, Dr. Martin Heisboek from Uphold, the head of research, actually gave us a quick insight on how institutions are buying HBAR at that current moment. And even today, I still believe that a lot of institutions are now fully embracing HBAR and they're even buying HBAR as well. But here we have, he's revealing over 100 large institutional clients made up of pension funds, wealth managers, and more are taking their first steps into crypto, and their immediate request is HBAR. Big shout to HBAR Tata for this. Listen closely.
We have over 100 big institutional clients. These are private fund managers, pension fund managers, wealth managers of all sorts. And they take their first steps into crypto via Uphold International's platform called DCENT. And as soon as we opened DCENT and talked about what tokens we would make available to big institutional clients, we asked them, what would you like? And the immediate answer from them was HBAR. So there's definitely awareness and there is demand, right? Not everyone is a maxi of something, and Uphold certainly isn't. If we are a maximalist in anything, then it is the interoperability maximalism. We believe that there should be 1,000 different chains, but they should all be able to talk together. And the messaging system, the scalability, the ease of use, and of course the governing council of Hedera. I was pretty awestruck when I saw that the first time, who is on the governing council of Hedera.
And this is every institution's really kind of reaction as well. I mean, just like he is saying, they're all, their immediate request is HBAR. They're now looking into HBAR. They understand how big Hedera is. And yeah, I mean, it goes back to the GC list. It's something that I've mentioned many times over. As a retail investor, you immediately look at that GC list and you're like, I don't understand how this project is not going to succeed. I mean, you clearly look at the names on there and there's so many household blue chip names that you are aware of. And institutions are also noticing that. They're like, all right, well, something must be up here. Something, maybe we're missing out on something. Maybe we need to do a little bit more research. So they're immediately requesting HBAR. They're looking into HBAR. They know how big Hedera is going to be. And it's also the fact that, Hedera has been campaigning for so long. They've been fully focused on institutions as well. But this also goes hand in hand with what we have been noticing over the last couple months. Even back in October, right? In the beginning of October, I said, I find it very funny that many holders of utility projects like XRP, HBAR, XLM, and XDC, etc., are in such a rush to sell while more and more institutions are looking to enter. And this was back in October. Just a month later, we saw these utility projects absolutely go crazy. And even today, I'm noticing something very similar, where a lot of people are getting frustrated. They're getting impatient. And some of them are also getting shaken out on these price movements in this market at the same exact time that when we have those volatile days where we see liquidation cascades, guess who's right there buying? Institutions. And if we go over here from Anthony Pompliano, we have altcoins are coming to Wall Street. Franklin Templeton is considering a big push into the altcoin market. This is the latest development for large financial institutions based on reporting from Yoki Yang at the information. I hope that I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. I'm probably butchering it. But we have this fund would be targeted at institutional capital with a focus on crypto exposure outside of Bitcoin and Ether. While that may sound like a high-risk strategy, it actually is a natural progression for an asset manager. And honestly, if we're thinking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't think that the ROI is there much for these two projects. I mean, I feel like right now we are starting to kind of see, altcoins being fully focused on now more than ever because of the ROI, but also because of utility. I think that we're starting to see, the embracement of utility in this space. And I think that the tech stack behind a lot of these projects like Hedera are now becoming very, very big for these major Wall Street players, but also for even the retail sector, or at least it should be, because we're hearing a lot of talks about utility being embraced in 2025. But we have here that investors are looking for returns. They want to risk capital and watch their money grow into more money. This is the essence of investing. Capital allocators have a lot of options of where to put their money: stocks, bonds, currencies, real estate, commodities, crypto. The list goes on and on. But crypto appears to provide more risk than most asset classes, which in turn means that a higher potential return is present. You get paid for the risk you take. At least that is the way a market should work. Now, here is the part that may seem counterintuitive. Wall Street loves risk. Many people believe the suits are risk adverse. They aren't smart. Wall Street doesn't know what is going on, but that is wrong. Wall Street has created the greatest casino in history. I mean, if we really kind of think about, any Wall Street movie that you watch, the Wall Street players are typical, degenerates. They're gamblers when it comes to these markets. We know this. We are aware of this. But every day, trillions of dollars are wagered in the market based on risk reward. The more risk that is present, the more someone on Wall Street will seek out the opportunity. Just look at 0-day options. They now make up more than 50% of all options trading. Bet what you think will happen to the market by the end of the day. This is akin to gambling. That's what I mean, right? Like, these are degenerate gamblers at the end of the day. This brings me to the altcoin market. Some of the assets will have long-term value. Many of them won't. It doesn't really matter though. Investors on Wall Street are no different than the crypto degens. They all want to find risk and volatility. The long-term value of an asset is much less important compared to the short-term opportunity. This approach violates everything you have learned about traditional investing principles, yet this is the current state of the financial markets. Wall Street investors are going to flock to the altcoin market the same way that they have flocked to 0-day options. If an asset moves, Wall Street will be there. If an asset moves a lot, Wall Street will be there with size. Franklin Templeton understands this. They wouldn't be contemplating this fund unless they felt there was significant demand for the strategy. Right now, the fund would be a private fund. Eventually, we will see public funds that give altcoin exposure inside the United States. You may not like it. You may disagree with the investment case for buying these assets, but the market is the referee, and it is telling you that altcoins are coming to Wall Street. And yes, I wouldn't even say that altcoins are coming to Wall Street. I would say that Wall Street is coming to altcoins. They are about to be here in a big way, launching ETFs around some of these big players. I mean, even if we think about XRP, right? XRP has 4 major firms behind it to have an ETF. I mean, this is a big deal. It shows you that, institutional interest is growing significantly around XRP. And don't forget HBAR. We know HBAR has a ton of demand behind it for ETFs as well. We are aware of that, but also HBAR Tata did respond to Anthony Pompliano's post, and he did say Anthony Pompliano is an advisor to Valor Funds, which is launching their first altcoin ETP, HBAR ETP, on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange on June 18th. This goes back to the summer. He believes altcoins are coming to Wall Street, with Franklin Templeton considering a big push into the market. The fund would be targeted at institutional capital with a focus on crypto exposure outside of Bitcoin and Ether. The more risk that is present, the more someone on Wall Street will seek out the opportunity. Wall Street investors are going to flock to the altcoin market the same way that they have flocked to 0-day options. Could this hint at an HBAR ETF soon in the US? And we know that there is already public filings for an HBAR ETF, and a lot of people actually predicted that we will see an HBAR ETF first before an XRP ETF, which would be very interesting to see. But check this out.
Risk is the more risk you take, the more return you should get paid for having taken that risk. And so in crypto, there is immense risk. But the further you get on the coin market cap list, the more risk you're taking. And therefore, you're going to need to drive a higher and higher return to compensate you for that risk. And that's exactly what Wall Street's looking for. Wall Street loves things that go up 10%. They love things even more that go up 100%. But if you show up and say, there's an asset that may go up 10,000% or it may go to 0, You have a line out the door of Wall Street investors who say, let me understand what this is. Let me try to value it. Let me try to predict the future. And I'm willing to risk a little bit of dollars in order to make a big return. Risk is the
And also, if we go over here, we could see Anthony Pompliano. He's an advisor at Valor Advisors. And also here we have Valor with the HBAR ETP. And this has yet to really, I mean, this launched officially already, but it has yet to really kind of become a big piece of the market, like the, BlackRock ETF and stuff like that. We're still expecting ETFs around these altcoins like HBAR and even XRP. I mean, it's inevitable in my opinion. They will happen. But what's crazy about this is we also know that Trump has been apparently buying HBAR and XRP. Now, we don't know the source of this. Mark Yusko has been telling us this. Again, there's no actual source behind this, so we can't say for 100% certainty that this is going on. But again, it does show you that these are two products that are in heavy discussions, regardless of if someone likes them or not. Check it out.
What Trump is doing through this entity that he owns, he, and it's really his son, but because I don't think Donald really understands this stuff, is buying a bunch of crypto, Bitcoin, and Hedera, and XRP.
A bunch of things that might be approved for ETFs next year.
Shocking how that works. What Trump.
And yeah, I mean, HBAR and XRP, I mean, listen, we can't, this is a hedge fund manager that's confirming this. I mean, we don't know if this is happening. We can't confirm. There hasn't been zero, I mean, there has been zero proof of this, but listen, it wouldn't surprise me. It really would not surprise me at this current moment in time with how pro crypto and pro tech this admin has become, with the focus on institutions, really kind of jumping into the space, embracing the space and embracing the tech. And then we also have the focus put on regulations next year. Institutional, players are now realizing that we could potentially see regulatory clarity for the space. And, Trump is aware of this. Trump knows the plan going forward, in my opinion. And I'm sure that, with Trump meeting with Ripple, he's aware of XRP. He knows how XRP is operating. I'm sure that Trump has met with Hedera. I mean, it's a US-based, crypto company. Makes sense. If he didn't, again, it still makes sense that he's buying up HBAR and XRP, because we are hearing a lot of these talks about ETFs. We're hearing a lot of these talks about how institutions are embracing these two. So it just makes sense. And, I also want to say that, Ripple did donate $5 million to his inaugural fund, which, again, this goes to show you that Ripple is fully committed here. They want to work with this incoming administration. They want to, 100% back Trump, because this is the first pro crypto president. I mean, we have never seen a president embrace this space the way that Trump has. So if we're thinking about this and we're thinking about the path forward, I do think that in 2025, we're going to see Wall Street flood into the space. We're going to see Wall Street coming for crypto. I mean, they're going, I mean, it's just, it makes sense. It just makes sense. And, they're going to be a buyer with size. They're not going to jump into the space with a couple $1 million. No, we're going to see billions to potentially trillions of dollars, hitting this space over the next 2-3 years. I mean, it's going to happen very fast. It's a snowball effect. It's a snowball effect, just like how we saw, the ETFs, one after another, they just piled up around Bitcoin. We got the approval. And the same thing is happening now with XRP. Same thing is happening with a lot of these altcoins. So it's only a matter of time. It's inevitable. These projects are now becoming a bigger piece of the focus, and I think everyone should be aware of this. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for some more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.